These are some of my favorite videos to watch on YouTube. Like,
Okay.
my first search every time I go on YouTube, like if I'm just bored, is CGC Unboxing. Because there's just something about slabbing a comic. That's what we call it. We slab it. So, what do you think one of the main reasons why you want to slab a comic? Like, why do you want to get it graded?
Well, I'd like to buy a new car one day.
So, like,
JK. Value.
yeah, value's one, preserving's another. So, like, maybe if you've got, like, I've got several in right now, and for some reason, this is just one. So, this will be a real small unboxing. But, you know, there's one that's got, my staples are starting to rust on an old Hulk. Like, so I'm preserving it to keep it from migrating onto the comic book. So I'm really excited about this. I have no idea why this one came in before everything else because I sent off a bunch at one time, but that's okay because it allows us to kind of focus on one comic. And so this is X-Men number 266.
Okay, before we start,
Yeah.
tell me what CGC stands for. Like I can get like comic grading
Company.
company. That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it meant like certification.
No. So they're
Okay.
basically the number one. They're the Cadillac, so to speak, of grading. Now there's
Awesome.
other great, CBCS is another one, and then PGX, and there's even a new one. But the market right now says, hey, CGC is what gives you the most. Now this is not necessarily one that I'm getting rid of. I don't buy a lot of comics to turn around and sell them. If I get rid of a comic, it's only to get something I like even more. So this is
Like a
X-Men.
car.
Yeah, like a car.
I'm just kidding.
X-Men
We just have this discussion going on in our family right now that if Dad gets a comic that's worth $30,000 or more, does he have to sell it for a car? And it's just a joke. The truth is, I wouldn't do that. I'm not one that believes that like there's a limitation to what you can have. Obviously, if I thought that comic was the only thing that we were ever going to own and we needed a car more, yes. But God is good. Life is good. There's always going to be more supply down the road. So I would never make him sell something that he really, really, really loves to buy something like that. I know.
Now, don't you have to worry about it with this one anyways. This is not a $30,000 comic. It doesn't matter what the grade is. It's not a $30,000 comic because it's a comic book from the 90s.
Okay, so tell me again what the comic is.
X-Men 266.
Okay.
It's the first appearance of Gambit. So this guy right here. I just picked this up. This is a fantastic Legends figure. I think they did really good with this one. It's kind of hard to find right now because everybody's kind of grabbing him out of the Legends set. So growing up in the 90s, I loved the X-Men cartoons. That's where I fell in love with Gambit and his kinetic energy, manipulating, throwing cards. So basically what he does is he has the ability to take objects and put energy on them and use them as weapons. So that's what he's...
I just thought he was a really good card player.
Yeah, no, he's a really good
He's
card
the guy
player.
you want to deal the deck. It's your turn to deal every time.
So let's unbox it, and then we'll talk a little bit about the movie and the lack thereof. But let's unbox it. So I'm gonna tell you first what I paid for it.
Okay.
What the seller said the grade was. This is one that I got pressed by Erod212. My boy, I love you, Erod. You're really good. So I paid $77 for this. I got this from a really reputable comic seller on eBay. So they are usually spot on with their grading. So he said this is an 8.0.
Okay.
So that's okay. I mean, 77
He
bucks.
said it was 8.0
Yeah,
before you
press.
had it pressed.
Right. So anytime I press, I'd never really put expectations more than a bump of a half a point. So a bump of a one single grade. So if this is an 8.5 or a 9, that's great. Even if it's an 8.0, it's okay. Because this is, like I said, this is not one that I'm selling. This is kind of going into the personal collection because I want to display him right next to this Legends.
And we always understand that pressing and grading and all of it, it's a risk. It's a gamble. But, you go into it hoping for the best.
All right.
And,
So it is just one comic.
anything can happen.
And
It's exciting.
I think I've got, got the paperwork out. So is this the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope I didn't just show that.
So I'm going to hold it like this. Like I said, 8.5, 9.0, Like, I'm shaking. I've done tons of CGCs, but this is big. All right. So is it facing the right way?
You're facing the right way.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Oh my God! How in the world? Dude, if you are not getting your books pressed by Herod 212, then you're making a mistake. That's magic.
Oh my gosh.
Erod took some kinetic energy right there and bumped that grade from an 8.0 to a perfect 9.8. Holy moly, I'm crying right now. Wow. That's a thing of beauty right there. I mean, that just took this. I mean, this is, I don't know what a 9.8. I know it's more than $77. So that's awesome. Are you crying too?
Yeah, you made me cry. Your reaction made me cry.
That's awesome. Ah!
Oh, you knocked him over.
It's okay. I don't think this stand can handle this 9.8. So let's talk about Gambit, right? Let's talk about the movie that's not going to happen. So we saw Gambit in X-Men or Wolverine Origins, gosh, a long time ago, and it was by, remember Riggins from Friday Night Lights?
Yes, we love him.
Yeah, I think he did an okay job, but I was definitely ready. You know, we go to Comic-Con, and a couple years ago, Channing Tatum, who was going to be Gambit, was there. He came out. This was one of the last times I think Stan Lee was at Comic-Con, because they brought all the X-Men movies, so Deadpool was there. They had the X-Men cast. I think this was right around the time of Days of Future Past. And then Gambit, and they brought out Channing Tatum, and everybody was kind of happy that we were finally going to get it, but they just never found a good script. So when Disney got Fox, and I guess they just don't really believe in that script, and when they put out their release of movies for the next few years, Gambit's not on there. So that obviously hurts the market a little bit on this comic, because we all know that anytime a character is going to be in a movie or something like that, it's going to bring up the value, but that's okay. Like I said, this is for my PC. Definitely now a 9.8. That's just beauty, beautiful work by Old Erod. So that's it. Like I said.
Can we look a little closer at the comic?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, this was bought $77 at an 8.0. So there was pressable defects. That's one of the reasons why I bought this one, because I thought, you know, hey, I know I can get that bumped up a little bit. So it says first full appearance of Gambit, and also a Mystique appearance. I do have the first cameo appearance as well, but it is not worth anywhere near as much as this, because this is the one that everybody kind of goes for. What's really cool about Gambit 2 is he was created by Jim Lee, which is now a huge name, obviously, and or was even then and is still today, and Chris Claremont. So I know a lot of people get this signed by Chris Claremont and Jim Lee, and of course I do get to see them all the time at Comic-Con, but I wanted to go ahead and get this slabbed because there's some other things I want to get signed by Jim Lee, and of course at Comic-Con in San Diego, Jim Lee is a lottery, so you're not even guaranteed to have an opportunity to meet Jim.
Except for that one time.
Yeah, so Farrah's like, hey, I pulled a lottery for Jim Lee. Do you want me to get something else? So at the time I was like, yeah, I want you to just go ahead and grab something else. So I can't remember what you ended up getting.
I don't want to tell everyone.
Okay.
It wasn't the best decision.
Yeah, so.
Will you pick it up and show me the back?
Yeah, absolutely. So some obviously 90s goodness right there. So 1990. Some old Nintendo ads. So it's a pretty one. And white pages. I forgot to say that. That's a big deal too. You never want your pages to be off-white or cream. Although I do have a lot of comics that are off-white to white pages. So if Erod worked his magic on this, I'm really excited about some of the things that are going to be heading my way soon. I've got a lot in CGC. I got one that just got shipped. I don't know what it is. I haven't really looked at it too much because I don't want to get spoiled on the grades. I just think it makes for better videos. Like, hopefully that just was. But I've got 6 or 7 comics into CGC right now, and they were all pressed by Erod. And so I'm just waiting to see what those come back at. And again, I don't have that they're all going to come back at 9.8 because I got some old stuff in there. First appearance of Black Panther, first appearance of Kingpin. But this is a nice start, so I'm super excited.
Pretty happy for you.
CGC unboxings are the best. So I hope, even though this is a small one, I hope this is one of many to come for you guys. So we're excited to share with the community. I love the comic book YouTube community, and I want to do more and have some out there for you guys, and dreams do come true.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
5 weeks till Comic-Con!
Yes.
And things like this just really get me even more excited.
Right. So
It's
for
the best time
now,
of the year.
go dork yourself.